Anyone use Unchained? Ooh. So I kind of retracted this in my comments last night on Rajat's channel, but I do need to make a retraction because with Unchained, I made a false statement on Rajat's video. I said that there's a chance that they could rug you, but I was thinking of a different company. I don't know if it's CASA. I don't really want to say any names because I don't know for sure who it is, but there are some companies where the custodian holds one of your keys. They work with another custodian to hold one of your keys, and then you have the third key. So there is chance for collusion there. I don't think that that's how Unchained works. In fact, I know it's not. I mean, you could. I think you could hire like a lawyer, or you could leave it with your notary, your safety deposit box. So that is still a risk there. But Unchained only keeps one of 3 keys. So that was my mistake. I was thinking of a different company. But I do want to kind of touch on this quickly because this is an important thing. I think that a lot of Bitcoiners who are watching the show will probably be looking into in the future. Is this some sort of collaborative custody model for security and for inheritance stuff? And so basically what happens with Unchained is you keep one of your keys at your house, one key, one of your trusted family members, that could be your parents, your family, your brother, whoever, your lawyer, they keep one of the keys, and then Unchained keeps one of the keys. So if you lose a key, your Unchained and your lawyer, let's say, could unlock your Bitcoin for you. If your lawyer loses the key, which hopefully they wouldn't, but you and Unchained could work together to unlock your Bitcoin. So that's kind of the purpose of multi-sig. That's kind of the purpose of like a collaborative custody. And they have all of your information there. So if something were to happen to you, then your Bitcoin would be essentially taken care of. So they're a great service. I think they've helped a lot of people with their Bitcoin. And I'm not going to say anything bad about them, but people should be aware of like the risks there, or the cons, I would say. So the cons of something like that is that they know all of your information. It's full KYC. They know your name, where you live, your phone number, everything, your social security number. It's fully KYC'd. Second part is that they know your Bitcoin balance. Whatever key they're holding the Bitcoin to, they know how much Bitcoin you have. Every time you move Bitcoin, they know about it. So it's very, I wouldn't say intrusive, but like there's a lot there. They know a lot of things about you. And so when they know a lot of things about you, that provides, or that presents a risk or a liability to you. Because if the government all of a sudden turns unfriendly for Bitcoin, they subpoena a company like Unchained, they get your information, they get a key to your Bitcoin. Who knows what could happen with that? Plus, they're pretty expensive. So they're a good option. They would make sure that, you know, if something were to happen to you tomorrow, your Bitcoin would be okay. And it's pretty hard to lose, I think, with a multi collaborative custody model like that. So good things. But if we're comparing that to super-backed security and inheritance protocol that we're working on now, with super-backed, a couple things here that are key: 0 KYC. We don't need to know your name. We don't need to know your phone number. We don't need to know your address. We don't need to know anything about you. So no KYC at all. Second part there is that we have no idea how much Bitcoin you have. All of the information in the text box, in your secret box, is all on you. We know nothing. We don't have no idea what's in there. We have no idea how much Bitcoin you have. So we don't know who you are, and we don't know how much Bitcoin you have. And we're significantly less expensive than an Unchained. Plus, built within the super-backed security inheritance protocol is a whole document of inheritance stuff, step by step, what you need to do, where you need to leave this, who you need to leave this with, whole thing, inheritance protocol. So if something were to happen to you tomorrow, your Bitcoin would also be in good hands. And it wouldn't be us. We wouldn't be moving anything around. We don't have a key to it. We don't know how much Bitcoin's in there. We know nothing, but we would tell you exactly how to proceed. So I strongly suggest at least doing your homework into Unchained, understanding the benefits, the risks. And if you're looking for a better security and inheritance protocol built into the same thing, reach out. Contact. We're going to have a website probably soon. Hopefully I'm working on today. That's kind of my main goal for today, is a website. So this is all still kind of under wraps. Everything's been word of mouth so far, but we've been very busy with it. And we've had several people now sign up for the SuperBacked service. So contact info below, 88sats@proton.me. Just shoot me an email saying, I want to learn more about SuperBacked. That's it. We'll set up a call, 0 risk, 0 pressure. We're not salespeople. We just want to help people with this stuff. Because if you're anything like me, I lay in bed or laid before discovering this, but laid in bed thinking about how I can best secure my Bitcoin and what are the risks of having it here? What are the risks of doing this way? How can I improve that? And to me, this security, SuperBacked security inheritance stuff is as close to bulletproof as you can get. So it's not for everybody, but it's going to be for a lot of Bitcoiners for sure. And I'm extremely excited that we can offer it to people. All right, we got some comments here in Zapstream. Let's talk about these. On-ramp, I think that's the one I was talking about. Sunshine uses Unchained. Scotty says, if your Bitcoin is already KYC, you wouldn't lose any privacy by moving to Unchained, correct? I signed up with Unchained, but want to be more careful before I move Bitcoin there. Yeah, I mean, it depends if your Bitcoin is already KYC, yes. I mean, you're telling somebody else about it. So, I mean, it's the same kind of thing. The more people who know you have Bitcoin, probably the worse you are, I think, in the grand scheme of things. So I think that's a good advice for anybody out there, is never tell anybody how much Bitcoin you have and try to limit the amount of KYC touches you have, especially in something like that. Because again, if something were to, this is why the KYC stuff with your Unchained, if something were to happen to you tomorrow and Unchained holds one of the keys to that Bitcoin, I don't know what their inheritance protocol is, but I'm guessing you wouldn't have much of a choice of whether that goes through estate, probate. Part of the SuperBacked protocol is also setting up like a trust later in the process. So you don't have to worry about it going through the estate, probate, getting tied up in legal issues. Because if you don't do it properly, a lot of your information, and I didn't know this until I started working with Craig on this, but a lot of your information, if you don't set up your will properly in your probate, it goes to probate, and they make all that information public because it's in the courts. So that's a big risk that I don't think a lot of people know about. So that's what I would say on that. Yeah, if you're trying to stay off the grid, probably don't use Unchained. I don't know if it's even staying off the grid. It's just like preventing it from being tied up in the legal stuff. That's what I would say, more along the lines of. So again, Unchained is really good. I would say the main benefit to Unchained is it's easy, convenient, less responsibility. But with SuperBacked, it's more responsibility, more work, but a lot more sovereignty. That's the best way I could explain it.